that the first YouTube stream will raid over to the second one when I start that one. In theory. I've understood it correctly. So welcome, YouTube. We're going to be doing some Solar Expanse. Now, at this game, you're going to have to excuse me, YouTube. I have a froggy throat. So I'm going to try and use my cough button as much as I can. But I'm not pressing it every time I clear my throat. So blame the oak trees. Or whatever it is outside that's doing pollen things. I got a key for this game. I grabbed it because it looked a bit different. It looks kind of like the kind of thing that you and I might enjoy. But I don't really know what it is. I almost deliberately haven't looked at much of the gameplay. I've looked at a few little sort of like screenshots and stuff. Throat oak, Carl, you'd know all about that. Yeah, the game will say hello. What do you mean the game will say hello? Yeah, so I don't know. I don't have an impression. So the description, if I like look at the Steam page, maybe I can read the synopsis to you. So it says, explore the solar system, mine and drop asteroids. I don't know what that means. I assume that means like drop as in go down to them. Colonize and terraform, lead the space race, and compete with other corporations on your way to profit. Watch the expansion of the human race over the centuries, then go beyond and conquer the galaxy. The English in that synopsis is not great. So there might be some interesting translation stuff going on in the game, but that's cool. In Solar Expanse, you take the lead of one of the early 21st century space exploration companies. Your goal will be to reach planets, moons, and asteroids of the system in order to mine and colonize them, optimize the costs and schedule the flights, mind that each object is in constant motion, so exact planning is crucial. Utilize the gravity effects and slingshot your rockets further beyond. There is a multitude of objects in the asteroid belt alone. Some are made of water, others might contain precious metals. Deploy various telescopes, arrays, and probes to know the system better and plan your next flights. Scan for the most profitable and useful materials. Research new technologies. Send your rockets and deliver the asteroids to Earth or colonies. Gain the profits to expand your corporation and start the projects on much larger scale. Or just drop the asteroids on the planets and moons. Ah, that's what it means. Either to terraform or ruin your competition. In time, you will get contacts to establish permanent bases on various objects, build fuel stations, launch sites, space catapults, elevators, and entire colonies. Your ultimate goal will be to make the moons and planets of different systems habitable. This task will take centuries, enormous resources, technologies, and thousands of rocket flights. Drop the water asteroids from the asteroid belt on Mars, mine Io and Titan for necessary resources. Once you are done with the solar system, build an interstellar ship. Once the game is fully released, you'll be able to venture into real and generated systems such as Alpha and Proxima Centauri, TRAPPIST, Gliese, and Kepler, you name them. The developers describe how the game uses AI-generated content like this. Some of the artwork concepts that are made with the assistance of AI are further processed and drawn by an artist. There you go. That makes it sound pretty good, right? Weaponized asteroids, yes. Yeet them at Earth, yeah. So that makes it sound pretty cool, but it also makes it sound very complicated. So I might need some help figuring this thing out. This isn't released yet, so none of you have played this. So unless any other streamers turn up, the back seating is going to be, mutual. You're experiencing this at the same time. Backseating is on, possibly, yeah. No, Backblaze, go away. Right. Mm-hmm. I think they'll stop chat from backseating. No, I don't. At the forefront of the private sector in aerospace, you know the number of times I've had the conversation. Oh, so you've played this a lot then, have you? And the answer comes back, no, I've never played it. Was after someone sat there and like had like paragraphs and paragraphs of do this, do that, do the other, this is how you do that, this is how you do the other. Like, how much playtime do you have? None. Okay. Thanks. Right. Okay. So we can play as different space organizations.
TC said.
Hi.
You forget, we are Twitch chat. We are omnipresent at creation of said game. Great time, knowledge to share, and we've played everything from in a +, or 5-year window.
You ain't played this one. Well, you might have done. You played the similar game World of Warships. Why speed it? He turns up occasionally. Yeah. He turns up once a year, so I don't take the badge off him. Yeah. No playtime. I just saw the pop-up. Well, that is fair, because I am very, very bad at missing pop-ups. So that's fair. I don't mind people like, Stats, you missed the message. He's here to make you look better. Says the other mod who doesn't turn up. Oh, hi, Ken. At the forefront of the private sector in aerospace, SolX has been making strides thanks to, is this supposed to be SpaceX? And they don't mind getting sued by NASA, ESA, CNSA, or Roscosmos because they're all governments, and so they won't sue anyone. But they don't want to get sued by SpaceX, so they've called it SolX. That's pretty funny. At the forefront of the private sector in aerospace, SolX has been making strides thanks to their first truly reusable launch vehicles. While they've undoubtedly revolutionized the industry, their boss is a dick. Can they sustain their grand ambitions? Muskrat. Yeah, pretty soon we're not going to be able to use the letter X in anything. And xylophone really will be spelled with a Z. Have I moved my desk to the right? No, I moved it over here. Because in the game I was playing last time, which would have been Everwind, there was something in the UI that was here. And I don't know what the UI in this game looks like, so when we play alternative games, we have to go wherever the UI isn't. So once I start playing, I will position myself accordingly. Please do tell me if I'm in the way. And I shall float over there somewhere. Okay. Traits. Starting research, improved reusable rockets and hydrolox engines. Starts with additional fuel production. NASA, as the oldest space agency still around, NASA boasts an impressive record in space exploration and research. Though they are the only ones to have landed humans on the moon, they had a rather long lapse in deep space missions, but now, with the lessons of old nuclear propulsion research finally applied in practice, they are in a prime position to take the lead in exploring the solar system. Starting research nuclear power propulsion starts with hydrogen production. ESA, representing the collective of European space efforts, this agency has assembled the foremost minds of the continent to explore and research space. With cutting-edge electric spacecraft and space infrastructure to build more and lots of bureaucracy, they are ready to go further beyond, eventually, when the business case gets signed off through Brussels, after going out to competition to every single member state in the EU. Please believe me, I've been there. Starting research. Improved electric engines and computing technologies. Starts with a research lab. Saucy. Kunze. The last of the great powers to fully join the space race, China has managed to rapidly advance and become a peer of the other space programs. With their industrial might, deep space colonization is within their grasp, and they are determined to not just match but exceed everyone else. Starting research improved mining starts with mining facilities. And then finally, Roscosmos, created after the fall of the Soviet Union, this Russian corporation has never reached the heights of their pioneering predecessors. I'm not sure the Russians would say that. Struggling with shrinking budgets, they pushed to commercialize their space program. Now backed with a resource extraction venture and excellent life support technology, they are ready to claw back their place at the front. Starts with space farming. Starts with hydroponic farms. Oh man, what a choice. Given that I don't know what any of these things are in terms of the game mechanics. I have to do NASA, right? I have to do NASA, don't I, really? Given, you know, my affinity with NASA. Space weed. Farming in space. Hydroponics. Well, hydroponics was what, ESA? No. What's hydroponics? Hydroponics is Roscosmos. I think we've got to go NASA. Okay. It's a very assertive sound. I like that. That's very clear. You can't click that. Other games need to be this clear. You have made a mistake. It's not 1977. The planets aren't aligned, not a realistic solar system. Pluto, the devs are real people. I also noticed that the Ceres is there as well. Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Ceres. Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, Pluto. One, two, three, four, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Did you know there are 10 planets? Because if that one counts too. Is it a big asteroid? No, it's a what's it called? What's the proper term now? Is it dwarf planet? Whatever Pluto is, it's the same. I think. Yeah, it's a dwarf planet. Ceres is a dwarf planet in the main asteroid belt between the orbits of Mars and Jupiter. It was the first known asteroid, discovered on the 1st January 1801 by Piazzi. Ceres was later classified as an asteroid and more recently as a dwarf planet. Ceres' diameter is about the quarter of our moon. Its small size means that even at its brightest, it is too dim to be seen by the naked eye except under extremely dark skies. Apparent magnitude ranges from 6.7 to 9.3. There you go. If Ceres was included and Pluto wasn't, you'd probably ignore the game out of spite. Yeah, that would be fair. Yes. Well, I guess we're doing a realistic solar system then, aren't we? With many new competitors going into space, both private and national, a second space race is coming. Looking not merely to explore the frontier or put a man on Mars, but to reap the riches of the solar system. From planetary bases to asteroid mines, a new space economy shall be born. Can you secure your place in it? Am I Elon? No, I am NASA. Enable tutorial, very much yes. Rival corporations, I mean, should we take on the muskrat? Let's do that. Go. Loading. The previous hint basically said, doing more things at once allows you to do more things at once. Okay. Pretty sure I've been on that training course. Important info. Welcome, Director. I'm a director. You must call me Director, Chan. Your mission is to lead us in the conquest of the solar system and beyond. We're about to schedule our first flights into space and then to the moon and other planets. Eventually, we'll colonize, terraform, and perhaps one day venture to the stars. I'll be your assistant. Look for tutorial information in the top left corner. Let's get down business. We will now go step by step through your first space mission. Click on the Earth icon to open the object panel. Okay. Contracts. Which one of these am I doing first? First orbit, we're ready for our big launch. To start off, we need to put a brand new space telescope in low Earth orbit. It'll let us look above and beyond and scout out suitable locations for future missions. Deliver space telescope from Earth directly to Earth orbit. Observe Luna. Reward, unlock contract, explore Luna. It's no moon. Why is the moon the same size as Earth? How? How? I like that. How? How? I like that. That's cool. Click on the Earth icon to open the panel. Okay. Perspective. Yeah, must be perspective. Like that thing they do in The Hobbit. Is that in the roar? That's pretty cool. This is the object panel. It contains all the information about the planet, as well as building spacecraft and launch vehicles you have on it. You can begin planning missions here. Our first destination is Earth orbit. Let's type or choose it in the destination box. Ooh. Solar orbit. Pretty cool. Earth orbit. We just to, I mean, like, it depends. What's the? I mean, at this point, COVID was already a thing. Because COVID was, was already spreading at the end of 2019. So we knew it was coming in January. Note, Americans, year, month, day. None of this year, day, month bollocks. With your, hence COVID-19, exactly. With your destination selected, we can plan the rest of the mission. This time, we don't necessarily need any sophisticated spacecraft to deliver our cargo to orbit, so let's just use an orbital payload container. 1,000 cargo capacity. So yeah. I think you're right. I actually don't know. Hang on. Who is the dev? I don't know. Developer is called Space Ops, and the publisher is Games Operators. Space Ops Games, probably like a solo dev, wasn't it? Yeah, they don't seem to have a. They don't seem to have a website. This is the cargo screen. Click on Add Module. To add the telescope, modules are built like facilities but can be moved to different locations to perform their functions. Add module. With the telescope selected, you can move on. Important info. Launch vehicles are optimized for moving things from surface to orbit, but aren't capable of traveling to other planets. They're primarily used for launching cargo and spacecraft from Earth's surface or other planets where either gravity is high or a given spacecraft lacks thrust. Thrust, Carl. Thrust. Oh, they're Polish? Cool. There you go, Diego. It's a Polish game. Remember that you can always view important information about how things work by pressing the I button. Yay. Let's select Sparrow and move on to the next selection. Cheap, simple, single-use small launch vehicle.
Cold Carl was subbed with Prime for 36 months total. Rocket launch detected.
Yeah. How appropriate. Look at his smug little face. Thank you, Carl, for the 3 years. Thank you very much for the rockets. That's very kind of me. Thank you so much. Select Sparrow. Go. There. With everything selected, you can see a summary of the mission length and its cost. Press OK to schedule the mission. Stats in space. For the next hour or so. And then it's stats in Norway. Probably. Unless we get into, maybe we just really get into this. It's possible. We don't necessarily have to do Norse, because I could do that another day. 27.2 tons of propellant. I'm just trying to sort of familiarize myself with what's in here. All right. Blum, blum. Norway in space. Let's speed up time and what? Let's speed up time and wait. How does that work? Got some relativity going on there. What the? Let's speed up time and wait. Surely. Edit. Okay, whatever. Speed up time and wait. Okay. Whee! Now it's time to use our new telescope. Let's have a look at the exploration panel. Yes, they were auroras, yes. Now that I've left that view to have a look at the auroras, I am never going to be able to get back there again. Oh god. How did I? Oh no. Who asked me about the cold me? This is your fault. How do I get back there? Oh no. Spacecraft? Launch vehicles? Plan missions? No. Don't blame. I am blaming you. You distracted me. Let's have a look at the exploration panel. Is this the exploration panel? Okay. All right. Let's try observing Luna, our Earth's moon. Okay. Luna. In order to start observing the object, you need to accept it, as with most decisions you make. If only that were the case in real life. If only in real life you got a little pop-up that went, "You sure? Are you are you sure? Are you sure you want to put your finger there while you're chopping this extremely firm vegetable? Are you sure you want to wear socks and run up the stairs?" If only. In order to start observing the object, you need to accept it, blah, blah, blah. This will reveal what resource deposits can be found there, but not how rich they are. Okay. And that's it. Congratulations, the orbital telescope is now fully operational. A new task will arrive soon. First orbit telescope successfully delivered. Systems check passed. We're ready to observe objects in outer worlds. $15,000. That's almost no money at all. Cool. We're rich. 6.01 million. We cannot hope to reach farther if we don't start in our closest neighborhood, spelt the British way. Excellent. It's time to send a probe to Earth's companion. Prepare a spacecraft to deliver a probe to Luna. It will allow us to search for resource deposits on the lunar surface. It's not really going to cover the, no, it's not really going to cover the catering bill, honestly. It gets better and better with the British spelling, yeah. Construct Iris on Earth. Construct probe on Earth. Deliver probe from Earth directly to Carl. It's time to investigate Luna more closely. Please select the Earth. Then open the spacecraft construction panel. Now you should select the spacecraft you want to construct. Click accept and begin building. You'll get a notification when it's finished. Cost 20 alloys. Leave that in. How many alloys do I have? Can anyone see alloys? Is that it? No. Is that it? Nah. I have 1 kiloton. Now you can simply speed up time and wait for construction to finish. Whee! I know it says double speed, but I want to watch. I haven't really looked at the game yet. Ooh, that's cool. Whee! We need a probe for this mission. We can construct it in modules and facilities construction menu. We don't have enough blocky rocks. Yeah. Construct facility. Select the probe module from the modules. I like this tutorial. It's like breathe in, breathe out, which, considering how complicated this interface is, I very much appreciate right now. Holy crap. I quite like the style of it, but holy crap. It's a bit complicated. Probe. Probe's kind of cute. It looks a bit like Johnny Five, or a cross between Johnny Five and Wally. Wally. No Tuvix. As always, except that's a little bit passive aggressive. Construction will take some time. Let's wait for it to finish by speeding up time. Whee! Found silicon. Pretty sure we have a lot of that on Earth. I don't think we need silicon on the moon. Press and hold the left mouse button on the module icon and move it. Move it where? Now drag and drop it to the destination. Ooh. With your destination selected, we can plan the rest of the mission. He gets reported to HR a lot, probably. Spacecraft are vehicles designed for traveling between planets and orbits. They vary greatly in thrust and efficiency, with some being able to launch from lower gravity worlds unassisted, while others can travel great distances with minimal fuel. They're the primary way of transporting cargo and crew between places. As we're leaving Earth's orbit, we need a spacecraft. Select Iris. It's light and cheap, perfect for delivering probes. Make sure the probe is selected. We want to search Luna for resources. Pretty sure that is selected. Let's go with Sparrow as a launch vehicle. It's made for the lighter spacecraft. The lighter setup usually means lower flight costs. I always try to optimize your spacecraft launch vehicle and cargo mass to save precious fuel. We should not waste any time and launch as soon as possible. Time is paused, my dude. I probably shouldn't mess with that.
Hydrate.
Required versus effective delta V. Spacecraft propellant, 20 tons out of 20 tons. Total propellant needed, 155 tons. Where's that coming from? I'm just going to say okay. Let's speed up time and wait. A green line will appear to visualize the spacecraft's trajectory. Ooh. Ooh. Without the music turned on, this game is very quiet. Ooh. Bonk. Contract completed. Explore Luna. Touchdown confirmed. Data feed established. We'll be getting survey data on resource deposits soon. Finding out what riches lay on the moon. 150 grand? That's almost some money. I know, that was a pretty hard landing, right? Smack. We want to expand our space enterprise. We need to research new technologies. Let's have a look at the research window. Research Stratos. Construct spaceship Stratos. On Earth, construct a new launch vehicle Eagle. Deliver crew compartment type S with the crew on board from Earth directly to Luna. Bring the crew back to Earth within 10 days. All right, Grey Wolf. Explore Mars. Unlock contract space dock. Okay. Select Stratos in the spacecraft section. Word. do I get the feeling that there's some kind of selector underneath this box? Yeah. That's a button. Okay. Click on, thanks TC, click on the highlighted technology and then click the research button. This way you can acquire new text. You can also plan and queue future ones. Stratos. Found water. I'm going to creep the music back on slightly. Oh, it's not the epic music anymore. That was a bit too epic. There we go. Now we need to construct a Stratos and send it on the mission. You should know how to do it yourself now. Good luck. Chat, were you paying attention? I still have my little green house. That's good. Huh? Euphonium. Like being in class. Pop quiz. Euphonium. How do we construct Stratos and send it on the mission? So I know if you were paying attention. I would tell you, because of course I'm an expert. But I can't do everything for you, because otherwise you'll never learn. Right, so we researched it, construct the Strat. I have to say, this interface, although it is very complicated, actually looks pretty good. So, because everything's like mouse overable and clickable, and you've got these like little how things, it's pretty cool. Construct the Stratos, reusable upper stage capable of taking off from other planets. So we're going to construct that. That how's not doing anything. Right, okay, so select Earth. Exploration, mission planning. Construct a spacecraft. Look at me. Construct a Stratos. Accept. There a build list somewhere? Working construction 5%. Okay. 170 days left. It's a long time. Can we construct the launch vehicle at the same time? Because that would make sense, right? Construct the Eagle. That's going to take us 110 days. Deliver the crew compartment type S. Do we have one of those? Drag and drop on an object to plan a mission. Okay, so I have one of those already by the looks of it. Doc, not too bad. Yeah, I've been up since 6 a.m., so I'm a bit sleepy. But apart from that, yeah, I'm right. In the grand scheme of things at the moment, with my life being a complete train wreck, it's all right. Okay, I guess we just let the time go. Found oxygen on Mars. It's just over there. They found life on Mars. Oh, I can only make one thing at a time. Found noble gas. Which one? Alright, so presumably it'll just start making the eagle straight away. Auto pause, nice. Construct the eagle. Where's Ceres then? New offer on Earth to buy 3657 oxygen at $48 billion. I don't have $48 billion. Aha. Once again, plan a mission. Deliver the module with the crew on board from Earth to Luna. Planned mission. Origin Earth. Destination Luna. Make sure stratas are selected, as the spacecraft won't be able to return. Need to put the crew on board. Please add a crew compartment with maximum crew on it. Add module, crew compartment, crew 5. Make sure Eagle is selected, because we need a lot of launch capacity to put Stratos in orbit for the mission. Supplies. Supplies represent food, oxygen, water, and other necessities for human survival in space. They can be made on farms or purchased on Earth and are required by humans in transport to survive the trip. If they're trapped for an extended period without supplies, they will die. If spacecraft supplies capacity is too low, load additional supplies in the cargo hold. If you liked it, you should have put a crew on it. Humans in habitats consume less supplies. They can also survive without supplies. However, without them, they won't do any work, as they're too busy keeping themselves alive. Ocampa, yep. Let's schedule the mission. Still not sure about this. Let's speed up time and wait. Whee! Bonk. Touchdown! Our crew is pancaked on the surface of Luna. We aren't prepared for a long-term stay yet. You should send our crew back to Earth before supplies run out. Please open the Luna object panel. We can now begin planning the return trip. Luna to Earth. Next. Stratos, next. Don't forget to load the crew. Or just leave one behind. Stratos engines are powerful enough to escape Luna's weak gravity on their own. We don't need a launch vehicle this time. With everything prepared, we can confirm the mission and return home. So why do I not need that this time? Who knows? Okay. Supplies will run out on Luna. No, I did everything. Donk. Nice. The crew landed successfully with no issues. The news is already talking about this. We made history today. It's been decades since anybody achieved it. Unlock contract to explore Mars, unlock contract to space dock. Alright, we now have $8.26 million. Contracts. Explore Mars. Construct a launch vehicle. Do a Falcon. Deliver a orbital construction. Deliver alloys, polymers, electronics. Construct an orbital shipyard. I have to say, like, this, as I was just saying, like, this interface is really, really complicated. As you would expect from a game like this. But it's, like, I can't fault the organization. Like, all the, like, the, you know what I'm like with the UI. Like, the mouse overs all give you information. Like, this is really good because it's, like, telling you exactly what to do. Because a game like this without that would be just incredibly overwhelming. Favorite objects? Oh my god, I can choose favorites? Alright, chat, what's your favorite moon? I have a favorite moon. What's your favorite moon? Favorite moon, go. Titan, good choice. Mine's Io. Ganymede? Moon, the moon? Io, yeah, I like Io. Pizza Planet. Europa is also a good choice. Enceladus, very good choice. Enceladus is my second favorite moon. All right, construct a Falcon. Based on what? Coolness? What else would you base it on? Obviously. Io and Enceladus are both very cool, but Io is very slightly more cool than Enceladus. Which is very cool, literally. Whereas Io is hot. you've suffered in Europa and barotrauma. All right, so Falcon. Construct a spacecraft. Okay, so we don't have that yet, so I need to restart. Which I probably should have been doing already. Where is Falcon? Helps if you choose the right window. You like the Death Star moon? It's no moon. I hate to break it to you, Robbie, but that's no moon. It does look like the Death Star, yeah. But it is no moon. Can you imagine being the first person to image that? Because I'm pretty sure... when was Mimas first imaged? Can you imagine? Was that after Star Wars was released? I'm pretty sure it was. Because Cassini wouldn't have been able to see that detail. Herschel? Maybe Herschel. Did he see... Did Herschel see that, though? Will the Wikipedia page mention... It does. Similarities in popular culture. When seen from certain angles, Mimas resembles the Death Star, a fictional space station and superweapon known from the 1977 film Star Wars. Herschel resembles the concave disc of the Death Star's super laser. This is a coincidence, as the film was made nearly 3 years before Mimas was resolved well enough to see the crater. So they didn't know that that was a thing until 3 years after the film. Can you imagine being the person who resolved that image? And like you because it was probably like a composite, like constructed, and it had to like, you know, be put together. Can you imagine like being the first person to see that image? Having with Star Wars being so recent in popular culture, because it would have been 3 years beforehand. So Star Wars would have been like front and center of popular culture. It would literally be terrifying, right? Because you wouldn't be able to believe it. You're like, what? It can't be. It can't be real. I wonder if there's any. I wonder if that person is on record anywhere. I'm talking about Mimas. Hang on. So in 1980, this was imaged for the first time in enough resolution to see the crater. So that crater is called Herschel, after the astronomer who first discovered Mimas, in the first place. But this crater wasn't seen until 3 years after Star Wars was released. And so can you imagine being the astronomer who resolved this image for the first time? Your jaw would drop. Okay, so Falcon. Now, we don't have one of these, right? No. It's going to cost us 64 tons of metal. That's fine. 12 tons of rare metal. 42. That's capacity. Okay. Accept. Then we need an iris, but iris. Okay. We also need to construct a probe. Probe. All right. Oh, I see that one pops up there. Got it. I have to say, this interface is making something very, very complicated reasonably easy. Population 8 million? 8 million? There are individual cities that have more than 8 million. What happened? Apparently in this timeline, COVID was really bad. Maybe it's only counting the people who are outside right now. Everyone else is in lockdown. There's like 8 billion people in lockdown. Can you imagine telling your supervisor? Yeah. Just running down the corridor in the university, like waving a printout. Right, okay. Yeah, Mercury transit. Whee! Probe construction complete. Nice. I'm guessing that eagle is like being re-prepped. Yeah. Does it show the moon shadow? That's a good question. Let's watch as it goes around. No. Assuming that was in line, no. All right. Please open the mission planning. It's so polite. Please open the mission planning menu. Earth to Mars. You presume it's only 8 million because the Earth is tiny compared to Luna. Yeah, maybe. All right. Select spacecraft mission, then go to the next panel. This is a probing mission, Carl. So you need only the iris. You can use another spacecraft if you want to transport more modules or resources. Okay. How is the probe gonna... Maybe, although the symbol is a rover, maybe it's not actually a rover. select the newly built reusable launch vehicle Falcon, or if you prefer, Falcon. It cannot carry as much as the Eagle, but it is more efficient if you're only launching a small payload. Important info. Interplanetary transfers. An optimal transfer between planets uses the least amount of propellant but takes the longest time. Such transfers may only be possible every few months or years depending on the alignment of planets you travel between. You can shorten the transfer time, but that requires significantly more propellant. Using the fastest option selects the transfer that will reach the destination the soonest based on your current total propellant. You can also choose a different transfer time by clicking on the pork chop plot. The what? Is that a term? Hang on, wait, what? Pork chop plot? Oh, apparently this is a real thing. What? In orbital mechanics, a pork chop plot is a chart that shows level curves of equal characteristic energy against combinations of launch date and arrival date for a particular interplanetary flight. The chart shows the characteristic energy range in zones around the local minima, which resembles the shape of a pork chop slice. By examining the results of the pork chop plot, engineers can determine when a launch opportunity exists, a launch window, that is compatible with the capabilities of a particular spacecraft. A given contour called a pork chop curve represents constant C3, and the center of the pork chop the optimal minimum C3. The orbital elements of the solution, where the fixed values of the departure date, the arrival date, and the length of the flight were first solved mathematically in 1761 by Johann Heinrich Lambert. And the equation is generally known as Lambert's problem. Okay, I've heard of that. Interesting. For the Voyager program, engineers at JPL plotted around 10,000 potential trajectories using pork chop plots, from which they selected around 100 that were optimal for the mission objectives. The plots allowed them to reduce or eliminate planetary encounters, crashing, taking place over the Thanksgiving and Christmas holidays, and to plan the completion of the mission's primary goals before the end of the fiscal year of 1981. Interesting. Hey, Abzan. I haven't heard that before. We're all going to be astronauts? I doubt it. Abzan, this is looking pretty good. It's not. Like, it's obviously gamified a little bit, but it's so far looks pretty good. I don't think you have anything to be annoyed about. Apart from, you might want to count the number of circles to my right. Oh, not just one. You might notice that there's 10 over there. Because it's counting Pluto, but it's also counting Ceres. Okay. Here is the pork chop plot used for interplanetary transfers. For more information, check the I button. For now, you only have basic spacecraft, so press the optimal button and plan the mission. Is Ceres on the list? It should be. Yeah. Oh, actually, maybe not. It was in the diagram at the beginning. Actually, no, it's not. It was. So, what does it do? Yeah, that's cool. Okay, so red is short but more propellant. Green is long but much less. Holy crap. So there is, for example, 7.78 billion tons. And there is just 526 tons. Not even million tons, just tons. $210 tons. All right. Green line is the trajectory. 2023, 1st of July. Can we get on with this at the same time? Seems that's going to take 2 years. Deliver, so Earth orbit, deliver an orbital construction. Can I do that yet? Orbital construction, I can. How are we going to get that to... I guess I can use Eagle. How much does that weigh? 50 tons. So Eagle can take 80. Does it allow you to slingshot around intermediary planets and then like go back in time and shit? I don't know. I don't think so. We are not going to be visiting the Cetacean Institute today, unfortunately. Or falling off the USS Enterprise. Right. Go. That's annoying. Mars is going to drive straight past the point. Is it left yet? Boop. Where do I see my, like... there we go. Oh, it hasn't actually left yet. Oh, it doesn't leave until next year. Okay. Oh, that's the launch date. Okay. Go all the way around. Orbital construction completed. Right. So, let's see if we can figure this out. Planned missions... Earth to Earth orbit. Orbital payload container. Container for cargo deployed to orbit. I guess I want that. 1,000 kilotons? I can't launch that, surely. That's a megaton. That's not getting launched. Let me see if he'll let me do it. Alloys. 150 tons. And resources. Polymers. 50 tons. And resources. Electronics, 25 tons. 275 tons out of 1,000 kilotons. I think I'm using the wrong vehicle. Next. Launch vehicle Eagle, which can take 800 tons. But that should be fine because it's 275. Right? Start date October the 15th. Arrival date October the 16th. Propellant 936 tons. Where is my propellant? There. Okay. Alright, okay, alright, okay. Maybe that'll work. Okay, we did it. Somehow. Then we need to construct orbital shipyard in Earth orbit. How do I do that? Rotation, power, mining. How do we do you? Allows construction of advanced spacecraft in orbit. Can you select? Oh, maybe, yeah. That's a good idea. If I can find it. That's a good idea, though. Object search. Orbital construction? Orbital. Nope. Maybe that? Earth orbit? Aha. Orbital construction. Enable facilities. Observe. Ooh. Oh, that's pretty cool. Look at that. It's a pretty cool view. It's Hubble, yeah. Unfortunately, I can't zoom in any further, and I can zoom out though. It's like, where to go? Yes, Hubble, which is currently pointed at Prett's house. I think it's pointed that way, actually. Okay, so how do we get there again? Went like that. We went like that. That. What do you do? Maybe I can't do that yet. Do I have to research it? If anyone can see the answer, please do tell me. Solar sails. Space alloys. Holy tech tree, Batman. Computing. Electric propulsion. This has got a search. No. Spin launch. That is really cool technology. Regolith sifting. Oh, I love some vacuum optimized bore heads. Love a vacuum optimized bore head. Biotech, improved capsule construction. Exoskeletons, terraforming, colony construction, planetary habitats. How the hell do I do that? Yeah, I know. Upkeep $10. Don't think so. Who are you calling a borehead? I don't know how to do this. Haha. Haha. Found it. Found it. $10 a picosecond? Yeah, something like that. Alright. Don't ask me how I found that. I don't think I can find it again. And we've crashed a few things into a few things on purpose. Yeah, April the 9th this comes out. I don't know if has it got a price tag against it on Steam? Does it have a price yet? Probably doesn't because it's not released yet. Not yet, yeah. I can't imagine it's going to be a AAA price tag. Well, that's the end of the mission. So we should launch when we get to there. Space dock. This dock is ready. This is where we build our future interplanetary vehicles and set off to further space excursions. Reward $1.6 million. Unlocked contract Lunar Depot. Required to unlock humans on Mars. Unlock I just read that as cynical missions in my brain. Unlock cynical missions. Unlock cyclical missions. Yeah, I do too, Buzzy. Yeah, I'm pleasantly surprised by this, honestly. It's pitched as a sort of like space exploration and like space business management sim. I think that's very accurate. It's extremely complicated, but the interface is actually really well designed. So I'm actually quite impressed. It was once said that once you're in orbit, you're halfway to anywhere. This makes it the ideal place for a refueling point for any flights to the outer system. To keep the depot stocked, make sure to set up cyclic flights from a fuel production base on places such as Luna or Deimos. It's cheaper than launching from Earth's surface. Near future, yeah. But technically right now it's in the past. Deliver mobile refinery to Luna. Deliver mining module to Luna. Plan cyclical mission from Luna to Earth orbit, taking propellant lasting 3 cycles. Reward $1.5 million. Unlock contract Moonbase Alpha. Yeah, Buzzy, I agree. I like games that have very good how do you describe it? Like that they use like symbols as markers and it's the same thing everywhere, and games that have good like mouse over information. So like, what's that? And then you just mouse over it. For me, the gold standard for that is Eco. But this is pretty good, like where you can mouse over and like, what's that? What's that? What's that? I can't do this yet, can I? Oh no, now that I've clicked that, I can't get rid of it. Unless I say skip, but I don't want to skip the whole tutorial just in case. Okay, so what is that? Mobile refinery. Mobile refinery. We're gonna run out of stuff eventually, aren't we? Not this day. And a mining module. Mining module? Mining module? Mining module. Okay. Alright. Yeah, so basically you can click these and it will tell you how to do that step. So if I click this, he's gonna tell me like how to, I mean, he's already told me in the tutorial like how to do that, but it just reminds you basically how to deliver the probe from Earth to Mars. So the little tutorial hints. It's pretty nice.
Hydrate.
Pretty nice. Yeah, very well designed. I don't have many complaints so far. What is that? A Pluto? What is that? Bad sound. Oh, good sound. Oh, it's Pluto, yeah. I didn't realize that Pluto's orbit was so canted. Pretty extreme, really. When do we launch? There. It's not a real planet. Do you know what I like about this? I literally have had my left hand in my pocket for the last hour. I'm sitting here with my left hand in my pocket. Because it's almost entirely mouse. You don't have to have your hand on the keyboard at all, really. That's quite nice. Makes a change. I don't have to be like, you know, static game position. Okay, so that's nearly done. That is done. So we now have both of those things. The eagle is ready. So we can do that. How much do you weigh? You weigh 25. You weigh 15. We could make a lighter launch vehicle, because although I need to take 3 cycles worth of fuel. Whatever that means. Because we could take... Oh, that's only 10 tons. Because we could make another Falcon. I got 1.74 kilotons. It's only 64. Let's do it. I'm gonna executive decision. I'm gonna make another Falcon. Let's go. Here we go. Mars 1. Launch. Pew. It's going. Look at it go. Meow. It's not enough taking both modules. It should be. Is it not? Did I math wrong? It's entirely possible that I mathed wrong. Watch Luna come around and go smash. That's how we get it to Mars. You put it up in orbit and then you have the moon come around and whack it on the ass. Whoosh. Pew. All right. So... Yeah. So that's 25. That one's 15. So that... Yeah, you might be right. You might be right. Okay, anyway, let's... Now. Luna. Planning. No, not Origin Luna. What? No. Why are you getting me to click? Oh. Oh, okay. Let's not do that bit first. Earth. So first of all, we need to take these 2 things. So... Mission planning. Earth to Luna. Spaceship Stratos. Add modules. Mobile refinery. Mining module. Launch vehicle. Can I? Does that work with the propellant? Think so. Think it works. Look at it go. Boom. Nice. Okay. And then there's one. Plan a cyclical mission from Luna to Earth orbit. But doing what, though? What does that mean? So presumably... Oh, I'm reading that wrong. Okay. I'm reading that wrong. I was reading that as plan a cyclical mission from the moon to Earth orbit, taking fuel enough to last 3 cycles. That's not what it means. I'm sure you all realized, but it means take the fuel that you make on the moon and bring it back. That's what it means. Okay, so Luna missions. Luna to Earth orbit. That is a cyclical mission. Cyclical missions are a way to plan recurring missions between 2 locations. Assigned spacecraft, launch vehicles, and facilities will automatically perform missions according to set parameters. You can set what resources are to be transported from one location to another, whether the flights should utilize fastest available transfers or fly optimally, and how many times or until when the cyclical mission should recur. I find it interesting it's letting me add a spacecraft which is currently on Earth. I don't know. Add resources, fuel. Make sure you select fuel. Yes, I have. I'll go from Earth orbit to Luna. Click next. Stratos can launch from Luna without an LV, so you don't need to select launch vehicle. Launch vehicle on Earth orbit. None. Don't I need a launch vehicle? Because it's currently on the ground, isn't it? Select a correct cyclical mission that ends after 3 cycles. Zip. You can adjust the behavior of cyclical missions as you wish. For fuel delivery, make sure to select optimal, as going fast will severely reduce the amount delivered. Lunar depot. With fuel production on the moon, we have an outpost of further excursions into deep space. Now we can really show what we're capable of. Ground facilities require energy to function. Energy is produced in power facilities. Each type of power facility produces different amounts of energy depending on circumstances. Solar arrays produce produce more the closer you are to the sun. Wind power only works in an atmosphere, while nuclear power provides a lot of energy everywhere. Hopefully not all at once, but requires a steady supply of fissiles to function, not missiles. Very important difference. If you don't have enough energy to power your facilities fully, they will work at a reduced speed. Unused production facilities only consume power when active. So if certain buildings on a planet are not always active, you can consider constructing batteries to stockpile additional energy. A moon base will greatly benefit our exploration efforts as a forward base outside of Earth's deep gravity well. Establishing such a foothold on our satellite will help us to reach further into space. Have construction equipment on Luna. Construct an outpost, fuel refinery, water ice extractor, solar array. And deliver 10 peoples. Probing Lutetia? Where's Lutetia? Guessing that's an asteroid. Alright, how's Mars 1 going? Whoa. Where's my list of, like, stuff that's going on? There must be a list of stuff that's going on. Uh-huh. How do I? You can't zoom on it. It's kind of weird. So we have to go and find it manually. Okay. Okay, so this is the back and forth. Oh, there it is. So arrival date, July next year. The other thing, this probably will run on a pretty low power machine. Because, you know, most of the screen is just flat 2D UI and space background. These models aren't exactly complicated, so this will probably run on a pretty low end system. What is the recommended build? The system requirements is literally just Windows. It doesn't have any tech specs at all. It just says minimum OS Windows 7, 8, or 10. Recommended Windows 7, 8, or 10. So it will probably run on a potato. I think what we'll do is we'll get this, we'll get Mars 1 to Mars, and then we'll switch up to the Vikings. Because I think I've got the flavor of this one. The next game is actually released. This one, for those of you who've joined recently, is out on the 9th of January, 9th of April. Get it to run on a Pi? It probably would do, one of the more recent ones. One of the Pis that can run Windows. A time sync of epic proportions? Yeah. It does have times 8 speed. But yeah. Be nice once it's got the different options for like the difficulty settings and stuff like that. All those intro screen things where it wouldn't let me choose other options. Here it comes. Where's Mars? Here it comes. Donk. Aero brake maneuver and soft landing went off without a hitch. We're receiving our first photos of the red planet. Great job, everyone. We'll have a wealth of information on what resources we can find on the planet. Gravitational slingshot. Nice. You found yourself calculating orbital mechanics. Nice. Cool. So it looks like I'm gonna stop here and switch games, but so it looks like the next stage is like setting up a moon base, and then getting resource mining on Mars happening, ready for a colony, because we're going to be building habitation. We've got supplies there. Glass. So we're going to have people on the moon, and then eventually I'm guessing people on Mars as well. Pretty cool. Does it have any donuts or banana bread? Earth probably does. Did that work? Yes. There. What? What did I do? I didn't mean... No. What? AI make offer priority gate exception. What? I didn't do anything. I didn't. I didn't. I think I clicked load. I didn't mean to. Yeah, I did. Cool. What do you think? Any thoughts, opinions? I found the console mode. Maybe it has cheats. You can turn off gravity. What do you think? I bet some of you are like, hell yes. This is geek. It's like it's sort of, it strikes me as being a little bit like a not a simplified Kerbal, but like the sort of like management part of Kerbal without some of the detail. So rather than doing like the spaceship construction, it sort of like leaves that part out and then focuses more on the sort of logistics side of it. I quite like that, because I've always found, I've never done Kerbal really, but I've always, whenever I've watched it, it's always struck me that it's a little bit too in depth for my liking, whereas this is a bit more focused. You're going to wishlist it. I wonder whether so presumably that demo is not available, or is it still available? Sometimes they do leave them on. Yeah, it looks like the demo is not available. Maybe when it comes back into the store, they'll put the demo back up. You like the realism? Yeah, it's very it's very kind of like straight. Do you know what I mean? It's very very focused, very businesslike. I like it. It's not like high packed adrenaline. You know, it's not comedic. It's not fighting. You know, it's focused. I like it. It's definitely sort of like it feels like a management game. Yeah, I'm pleasantly surprised. Yeah, corporate. So when I set up the thing, it let me add up to 3 competing corporations. I only added 1. But yeah, so you could potentially have 3 AI competitors. You know, eventually the guns. I don't think that's a thing. Let's just have a quick look in the tech tree, which I haven't been doing. What? Lasers? Hangman. Yeah, I don't think there's any combat. Pretty sure. Yeah, it's going to be like communication lasers or something. Let's say Teraton. It does say Teraton. The largest and most powerful launch vehicle devised, the Teraton can lift thousands of tons and quickly come back to lift another payload. It's pretty cool that it's kind of, as someone said earlier, it's kind of near future. And so they've had to sort of like imagine what a future tech is going to be like, which is always interesting. Improved helium mining. Plasma magnet sail. The plasma magnet sail replaces huge stretches of fabric with thin loops of superconducting wire that uses the charged particles of the solar wind itself to generate a far larger magnetic sail, enabling it to fly faster and farther than solar sails. I wonder if that's actual research. A huge tech tree. Low G GMO. Biological machines. Cybernetics. Suspended animation. Stellar mirror. Oh, interesting. Yeah, so it looks like there's no combat. Orbital ore extractor. Orbital mining station for extracting gases from atmospheres. Interesting. We need face huggers. Maybe they'll. So one of the things that's on the, if I go to the main menu, there's a roadmap. The game is currently in early access, and we are actively working on its continuous development. While some elements are still missing and some bugs might appear, we're doing our best to gradually add the features. So, so these things are coming up. Other systems to play in, because currently it's just Earth. Megastructures. Maybe like Dyson Sphere? That'd be cool. Advanced space stations. Loan system. Robotic workforce. And statistics. And a bunch of other stuff. So maybe, eventually, aliens. And alien, trading partners and stuff like that. Alien competitors. That'd be cool. It doesn't feel like they would do that, but you never know. So yeah, Solar Expanse. Alien target practice. Right. The modders. Yeah, that's true, actually. Yeah, if it's moddable. Yeah, it depends whether it's moddable or not. This might be a proprietary engine or something. I'm going to take a little break. I like it, right? Yeah, this is what I was saying in the intro. It's very cool. It's only a short loop, but it's a very cool track. And then when you're actually in the game, it's a different soundtrack. It's very good. Yeah, I'm going to take a quick break, and then when I come back, we'll look at Norse Oath of Blood, which is a completely different game. Completely different style of game. It's like a turn-based... As far as I can work out, it's like a... oh, what's it called? Hello, brain. Give me brain. It's like an XCOM kind of turn-based combat game. Mixed with some kind of like colony management thing. But it is PEGI 18. This game we're going to change to. So just to warn you, because it does literally say on the Steam page, this is potentially offensive. It apparently contains a significant amount of violence. Yeah. So just to warn you. Yes. Right, I shall be back shortly. So what I'm going to do is... how should we do this with YouTube? I'll switch YouTube over when I come back. We'll do it that way. I will be back in a little bit. Right, well, let's begin, Jim. So the door of doom, I think, is going to defrost pretty quickly. So I'm going to need to wipe that before it drips Coke everywhere. Although I have put a towel on the floor, so it's pretty fun. Right. Well, I mean, the stuff at the front, I'm pretty much going to know what this stuff is. So, some of you have not seen, didn't see the first reveal, right? So this is the scene of the crime. So here, notice that is where the can was, like that. Thank you very much for the amazing hair. You sneaky bastard. Dang it. Yes, completely correct. What was that results for? No. What? Why am I getting hair? Hello? Hey, Ringmaster, don't label me as Ringmaster. That has implications. I'm not the Ringmaster. Shut up, you two. Jesus Christ. Can't say anything. I like the fact that you can switch, and if you've already loaded, you keep your burst. That's quite nice. That means you can do things like that. Before they bloody move. Turn up. Sorry. What? Bye, Fiji. Bye-bye. That'll be 3 Zadels and a kill in a blind smoke screen. Thank you very much. Right, give me a little bit of time while I switch things over. Now. So edit. You like it, Doc? Nice. This is a mature-rated video game that may not be suitable for some viewers. It also means that any clips that get created will not get featured, because then they break my clips reel. Doesn't mean you can't make clips.
Peggy
it just means
18.
I won't use them. Literally Peggy 18. Does Kick have this one? Because it didn't have the other one. It does. All right, let's see if we can do this on YouTube. So, end stream, end